With all of the big updates that have been happening on a lot of Minecraft servers recently, it can be easy to overlook a server like Galaxite, which just earlier this week released their Season 4 update. Now, I'm aware that Galaxite is one of the smaller featured servers on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and that a lot of you watching this video have probably either never logged onto Galaxite before, or have played it once or twice and never tried it again. However, in this video, I'm gonna go over all of the crazy, cool, and honestly revolutionary updates that have happened on the server recently, and tell you why I think you should give Galaxite Season 4 update a try for yourself. Be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're a fan of my content, and enjoy. So, you may have noticed that I used a certain word in the intro when I was describing some of the changes to the server. That word was revolutionary. You'll see what I mean in this clip of me logging onto the server for the first time after their Season 4 update released. Alright. Holy, there's so much to look at. There's so much to look at. Top right, Galaxite in a hub. Top middle, Season 4. Top left, chat. New UI. Oh my god. My brain just absolutely broke when seeing all of that because this sort of stuff has not really been done in Bedrock Edition before. Yes, I know there are custom UIs on servers like the Hive and CubeCraft, but I feel like Galaxite's new custom UI is just on a completely different level from them. But wait, that's just the hub UI. Check out what happens to it when you go into a game. That's insane. That's so cool. My brain has been broken once again. I even made a tweet after playing on the new update, basically talking about how impressed I was that you can do all of this stuff in Bedrock Edition. Also in the new UI, there are name tags next to people in game chat now that just show what rank they are on the server. There's also a new game selector UI which looks really different but honestly really cool, and there's also a completely new friend and party invite animation as well that shows up in the top right. Finally, there's a little bit more custom UI in games now, but I don't think that's changed that much since last season. Now, custom UI isn't the only new big thing that's changed on Galaxite recently. They also added a brand new game mode called Rush, and the way that I've been describing it to people if they haven't heard about it before is if Skywars and Chronos had a baby, this game mode would be the result. The name of the game mode, Rush, actually explains how to play it very easily. To win the game, you literally break a shulker or two on your island and go to mid as quickly as you can. All of the shulkers on the starter islands are the basic tier 1 boxes and you don't get that much good stuff out of them, but as you progress closer towards the middle through the semi-mid islands and eventually to mid, the shulker boxes will be higher tiers and you'll get better stuff out of them. Once you get to the middle, there's also upgrade stations where you can combine gear to make it better. This kind of ties in the Chronos aspect of the game like I said earlier. When you're in middle, however, you're obviously going to have to fight other people who have also made their way there, and that's what makes the game fun but also somewhat challenging. It's your typical last man standing battle royale in the sky, except as always with Galaxite, there's a little bit of a twist with it. If you end up messing up your bridge or getting knocked off the map, you're not actually instantly out like you are in other Skywars game modes. There's something called the corruption below all of the islands, and you take damage when you're in it, but it doesn't automatically kill you. You have a little bit of time to build up or find a launch pad before you end up dying to the corruption. This can lead to some pretty insane clutches like seen here. My pearl went too far. Oh my god, okay. Honestly, the lack of an insta-death void is a really cool twist that I really like. However, that's not the only twist that you'll see in Rush. Like in a lot of other Galaxite game modes that you can play, there are perks in Rush called loot modifiers. Now, there's honestly way too many of them to try and explain in a general overview of the update, but an example of one is called Flamer, which quite literally gives you a flame rod, which is the same thing as the old fire sword on the Hive, if you remember that. Here we go again. Looks like I might need to make another video to get this thing removed. But in all seriousness, there's a bunch of other cool loot modifiers, with one of the other fun ones being Leaper, which gives you an item called a feather jump, which literally sends you flying through the air like a death run leap on the Hive. There's also other modifiers like the knockback nullifier, which quite literally just makes it so that you won't take knockback when you use it. All in all, these perks can change how the game is played and make it a lot more interesting to play. I'm really excited to see how these affect the game as more players get more tokens, and as more loot modifiers are added in the future. I'm also excited to see how Rush will evolve as a game mode, and if it'll bring in a large audience of outside players that end up enjoying the game a lot. I've already seen some Hive Skywars players grinding it, and I expect that to be a trend that continues in the future as more people discover it. Now, another big thing that's changed in Galaxite Season 4 update is that they have a new huge hub. Like, this thing is actually massive, and I can't even begin to explain how big it is through this video. There's a bunch of parkour courses in it to complete, and just a bunch of stuff to explore. Even in the few days that I've had to look around the hub and try and find cool cinematic shots for the video, I can guarantee that I haven't even seen half of the lobby just because of how big it is. Also in the new lobby, dancing crabs. Actually though, these are part of the hub's crab hunt, and there are 20 crabs that you can find to get a crab core in Core Wars. Don't worry, there's guides on YouTube for the crab locations if you get lost in the hub like me. But yeah, Galaxite's hub is actually insane, just because of how well built it is, and because of how expansive it is. I know I say this every video, but major props to the build team on Galaxite for what they do on the server. Every build that they do is just so crazy good, and it makes the experience on the server so much better as a result. Now, in this video, we've talked about the new UI, the new game mode, and the new hub. All of those are things that are completely new to the server, but we also can't forget the already existing games on Galaxite. For example, there's Chronos, which is Galaxite's take on a battle royale. Basically, you drop in, loot shulker boxes, and fight to the death. If you have time left in the bar at the top of your screen, you can respawn, and if you have no time left, you can't respawn. You get time by killing other players, and you lose time by getting killed. There's upgrade stations scattered around the map where you can combine your gear to make it better, and there's also time shops that you can sacrifice your time for better items in. I will definitely say that Chronos takes more thinking than your average Minecraft survival games match, but I find it super fun for that reason. Strategy is how you win the game. As for Chronos in Season 4, 5 new perks were added and a bunch of the already existing perks were changed, but otherwise there's not too much that's been changed. I will say that if you played Chronos early on and then haven't played it recently, the map has changed quite a lot since its earliest version. Lots of new locations, some old locations taken out. Overall, it's very different. Another game mode that Galaxite has that you might be somewhat familiar with is called Core Wars. This is Galaxite's take on Bed Wars, and while the core design of the game is the same, there are a lot of things that are different, like the fact that your core has HP and takes multiple hits to destroy. Your core also loses health for each time you die, but you also get core pieces from destroying other people's cores. These core pieces can be used in the upgrade shop to give yourself advantages. I'd say that Core Wars is fairly straightforward overall, but it's still a cool and unique take on the Bed Wars game mode regardless. Finally, another one of my favorite game modes on Galaxite is called Hyper Racers. The simplest explanation that I can give for this is Mario Kart in Minecraft. You drive cars around a track racing against other players, picking up power-ups, and just trying to go faster than everyone else. It's another game mode that's very straightforward, but it's insanely fun to play with friends or just randoms on Galaxite. I will definitely say that this is one of my most favorite games on Minecraft Bedrock as a whole. Also on Galaxite, there's Fill the Gaps and Hide and Seek. Personally, I'm not really a fan of either of them, but they definitely do have their audience. I've talked about them in some previous videos though, so if you'd like to find out what they're like, you can go watch those. So I've talked about everything that's new in Galaxite and just most of the stuff that you can do on the server. One thing that I haven't mentioned yet though, which I say in pretty much every Galaxite video, is that their community and staff are actually awesome. All of them are extremely welcoming, and I've had nothing but good experiences with them. I know that the Galaxite server and community are a lot smaller than other servers like the Hive or Cubecraft, but honestly, I feel like that makes it better in a way. You get to know a lot more people, and it generally just seems more tight-knit. I will always vouch for Galaxite's community and staff. Seriously, you guys are awesome. I hope with all of this, I can convince you to give Galaxite a try. It's such a great server, and while it's smaller, I think it deserves so much more. Regardless, I hope you all enjoyed this video of me talking about Galaxite's Season 4 update. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you liked this video, I guarantee that you'll like a lot of my other content that I put out, so just keep that in mind. I'd also like to give a huge shout out before we end to Insane Orbits for helping me out with some of the gameplay in the Rush game mode. I was actually away on vacation when the update released, so I wasn't able to get early footage of it. Also, before we end, I'd like to give a big thank you to all of my YouTube channel members. They support me for $4.99 a month, and they get some cool perks like getting their names displayed at the end of every YouTube video that I post. If you'd like to see what other perks they get or become a channel member for yourself, you can do so by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button or by clicking the members link in the description. Once again, thank you for all of your generous support members. And thank you once again for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.